Hi everyone, my name is Kaylee and welcome back to my channel. Okay guys, so it feels like a long time since I filmed a YouTube video, which it probably hasn't been because it's only been a week for you guys, but usually I'm filming like every 3 days. I have some exciting news to go over before we get into today's video. So I am doing 4 giveaways and none of this is sponsored, but I feel like it's been a while since I've done a giveaway. So we are doing 3 small ones and then 1 big one. So I'm gonna go over these real quick. If you want to skip to the video, go ahead. I'm not offended. The first giveaway, which is the big one, is going to be the collaboration that Revolution did with the Simpsons. So I have the makeup bag here, and in this makeup bag I will be putting up pictures of everything that I list. There is going to be a brush set in here. There's going to be 3 eyeshadow palettes, a contour palette, and a few other things, but I tried to get everything that was included in their drop that they did, and I got most things, but some things were just sold out in the Ulta that is near my house, so I got most of it but not all of it. Okay, so the next giveaway is the Ulta Beauty Peach Paradise set, and this is what the inside of the box looks like. It has 1 eyeshadow palette, 1 lip oil, 1 blush and highlighter duo, and 1 eye gloss topper. And then here's the body shimmer, and here's a little brush set. So I will be giving away 2 of these. And then last but not least, this is just kind of like a little random one, but if you guys don't know who Abby Roberts is, she came out with her lash set and everything like that, which by the way, 10 out of 10. Well, in the PR package, it came with a second set of everything, and this is what it looks like. And then you pull the bottom out, and it has the lashes, the tool for the lashes, and some lash glue. And then along with that, I will be giving away the ColourPop Hocus Pocus eyeshadow, and then I just picked up some random Revolution like lip oils. So this will also be included in that giveaway. And if you guys want to know how to enter, all you have to do is follow me on all my social medias, DM me a picture that you're following me on everything, and then I will be announcing the winners in the next video. And one more thing before we get into today's video, I made a new YouTube channel and I am very excited about it, and I'm very excited to start posting on there. Now, I don't want you guys to think that I'm not going to post videos on here, because this channel is my main priority. Pumping out content for you guys, main priority on this channel. But I did make a vlog channel and I am going to link that down below. But without further ado, let's get into today's story time. I'm gonna bring you guys up close. There we go. Okay, so just the usual rundown before I start today's story time. Most of these story times are sent in by an anonymous user, and for most of the video I will be looking in this direction because my mirror's over here and I would like to see what I'm doing. I do tell these story times in a first person point of view, so if you don't like that, then leave. Okay, story time about my Vegas sugar daddy. We love that for us. So a little background information, I had just finished my senior year of college, which was a great time, might I add. If you're thinking about going to college, do it. Great experience. Totally would recommend it. My graduation day was a very emotional day, and the reason why I'm bringing up this day is because this was the day that my parents gifted me a trip to Vegas. But what made it even better is my parents had reached out to my friend's parents and got them in on the gift. Now, when my friends and I found out, we were all super excited, and we instantly started to plan our trip. We made a bucket list of all the best places to party in Vegas. You know, just some hot girl shit, period. And the best part is all of us were single, and the worst part was this was our last time that we were gonna all like be together, because we were all moving different places for our jobs. The night before we left for Vegas, we all decided to meet up at my house because it was the closest to the airport. So it was Heather, who was super sweet and caring and is overall the mom of the group. Then we have Skylar, who is absolutely psychotic and the mean one of our group. And then we have Chastity, who gets all the guys and is also super mean. Anyways, we decided to take some shots and watch a movie before we got on our extremely early flight. So we all go to the airport, we make it through security on time, which is a surprise because usually we're late to everything. But of course, Sky lost her makeup bag, so she was in a terrible mood. So we Ubered to the hotel and we all got ready. Then we decided to hit the casino. Honestly, not a bad time. I won $300 in 40 minutes. But all of our parents gave us a good bit of money to spend while we were on the trip, so we weren't too worried about losing money. So then we decided to hit up this really nice steakhouse. And while we were there, a group of guys asked my friends and I if we wanted to go to a nightclub with them at 11. And of course we said yes. They all looked hot as fuck. So we all exchanged numbers and Snapchats, and then my friends and I go back to the hotel to get ready. And of course Chastity, who was boy crazy, spent forever stalking all these guys on social media when soon enough she finds out that they all play for the Vegas Raiders. And once she saw this, it was game over. She went to the store, she bought all new makeup, so it took us a very long time to get ready. Well, after we got ready, we called the boys, and since Sky was the one that they approached when we were at the restaurant, she was kind of texting them and setting everything up. By the way, can I just mention that nothing is like more attractive than when a guy sends a limo to come and pick you and all your girlfriends up to go to the club. Anyways, I'm getting sidetracked. So yeah, he sends a limo to come and pick us up at our hotel, and of course we start pre-gaming in the limo because it was filled with a bunch of expensive alcohol. Once we got there, Sky called them and then they came outside to come and get us. Once we got in the club, they took us back to this VIP section that had all the rest of the guys from earlier and then a couple more people. There were a couple of other girls in the section which I thought would be weird, but they ended up being super nice. After I had a few drinks, I started to dance and talk to this one guy, and he was super charming, but then he made it clear that he wanted to dance with everybody at the club and not just me, which I can't be mad at. We're in Vegas, okay? I need to chill. I'm not about to go psycho over a dude who is not even mine. That's just weird. Then I ran into the most attractive man I have ever seen in my whole life. Like, he was extremely attractive. We're just gonna leave that there. But just to give you a little insight on how attractive he was, I'll tell you. He was 6'2" and dressed extremely well. He had on like this tight-fitting white t-shirt with a few chains, and he had like perfectly straight teeth, like his smile to die for. But anyways, we start talking, and it was one of those moments where you feel like you have a connection with somebody like right away, which I was not expecting, because I was like, oh great, you know, like a famous athlete, like this is not gonna go well. But we all danced and partied until around 1:30 a.m. That's when he said that him and his friends had to go and that we should meet up tomorrow. So that night we went back to the hotel, and we're all just literally sitting and talking about how we cannot believe that this happened. And of course, Heather's being low-key negative about it. Like I said, she's the mom of the group, even though she had somebody who was just as fine hitting on her. So of course that night went slow as hell, and I cannot wait to wake up the next morning. Felt like I had been waiting like 3 months. Well, eventually throughout the next day, we thought that it was just kind of a one-time thing because they didn't call us until around 2 p.m. But he said again that he wanted us to hang out with him and his friends. So because we didn't know the area, we told him to pick a spot where we could all meet up. And then next thing I know, I get this random address. So of course, Sky looks up this address on the internet and she sees that it's this big ass mansion. And then after he sends the address, he sends a swimsuit emoji. So of course we're all super excited. We get our swimsuits on and we get an Uber to this address. So when we pull up to this mansion, there are only 10 or 15 people there having a good time hanging out. And then there was somebody to walk us like to the backyard, and as soon as we walked out these big white doors, The pool looked like something out of a movie. I don't know. The whole entire house was just like beautiful. Well, eventually the guy that I had been talking to the night before finds me and he gets me a drink and we start talking. Well, about half an hour later, we go upstairs and we start talking, and then we did the nasty, of course. I was expecting it. I mean, low-key, I was hoping it would happen. And it did. Not disappointed at all. Anyways, after we went back downstairs and we were talking a lot more and we realized that we both have a lot in common. And at the time, not gonna lie, I was kind of dumb. Not kind of, I was very dumb. And I thought this man could do no wrong. I was kind of like living in La La Land. But I mean, I can't blame myself. We were in Vegas. So I mean, like, we weren't really, you know, looking for men with red flags. Well, eventually he ended up inviting us to his practice. So fast forward, he was just like such a gentleman. We went to one of his practices and he continued to take us out after that. But as I said, I was just there on vacation, and sadly all vacations come to an end at some point. But I guess I wasn't wrong about how we both felt about each other, because, you know, eventually it was coming time for my friends and I to go home and start our new lives. But he decided to ask me to stay. He said that he would put me up in a hotel for the summer and get me everything that I needed. Then I could focus on my relationship with him, and if I liked it, then I could also just find a job down here. Now, to me, this sounded amazing. Who would not want to be in my position right now? Like, I didn't see anything wrong with this, even though I've only known him for a week. And looking back at it now, I only knew a little bit about him. My friends were all super supportive. They really liked him. So they all encouraged me to stay and see where things went. Once I agreed to stay through the summer, things got extremely crazy. He would take me on these extreme shopping trips and little vacations to LA and Mexico. Overall, he provided this like extremely lavish lifestyle that I was not used to at all. Now, don't get me wrong, I was loving this and I was super thankful for everything until this one day at the end of the summer. And I know you're probably thinking, oh, what could be so bad that you decided to cut him off and go back to your old life? Well, let me tell you, this was not the man who I thought he was at all. Nope. It turns out, since the Raiders used to be stationed in California, that's why he owned a house there. And I know you're probably thinking, okay, no big deal. Wrong. This man had a whole different life. He was married, he had a daughter, and they were all in a different house that he owned in a whole different state. And you know, that he just failed to mention that. I mean, I don't know how you fail to mention that you have a wife and you have a kid. And when he would go and visit them, his excuse was, I'm visiting my sick grandmother. Now, I would have never questioned that, because that's just, you know, I wasn't gonna be like that, like, stalker freaking person. But yeah, so that was a lie. But then I also find out that he's in the process of having another kid. Well, no, I guess not trying, because she was 8 months pregnant. And she didn't know that her husband was living a whole nother life. And I know you're probably wondering, well, how did you find this out? Well, the one day, I was waiting for him, and one of his coaches saw me and said, oh, you must be his wife's name. And then he said something along the lines of me having a second kid and how I looked great. So I just went along with it, and then I got to the hotel and I ended up doing some research, you know. And what do you know? It was true. He had a wife and a kid over in Oakland. But it was really not like out there on the internet, so it was kind of hard to find. Like, you would have had to look for hours to find anything, and of course I did. Well, I guess his coach ended up telling him about the fact that he saw me and everything like that, and well, he must have realized he effed up, because he was not supposed to be at my hotel until later, and he showed up almost Like, he must have cut practice early that day or something, because he came to my hotel unexpected as I was packing. He tried to make up so many lies and how nothing was how I thought it was, you know, and just pretty much a whole bunch of BS. Well, I told him that this wasn't going to work for me and I had to leave, and that I was not going to tell his wife, but he should. But I guess he did not hear the message clearly, because about 8 months after this all happened, one night, you know, I just decided to look him up. And tell me what, I see divorce articles all over the place when you search up his name. And his wife got hella child support from him, which, I mean, period, sis, get your money. Moral of the story, no matter how attractive they are and how perfect they seem, people are not always who they turn out to be, period. And I think we've learned that by a lot of these story times. Okay, everybody, so that is the end of today's story time. If you guys like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. And if you want to see more of me, make sure to hit that subscribe button. And if you want to know whenever I post my next video, make sure to click that bell so that way you know when I post my next video, because I'm going to be honest, I am not that good at posting on a time schedule. Love you guys. Finny wanted to come and say hi, and that he loves you guys too. Oh, hi. You're getting makeup in your mouth. That's not good.